Thank you for joining us. Here we are. Postseason baseball is back at Chase Field. This is something you guys have been working towards. You've been telling fans to be patient and to trust this team. How does it feel now that we're here?
Oh, it's rewarding, Emily. I mean, for us to exactly that, to have told our fans, look, we got some great young talent. They're coming up here. You're going to love these guys. And now they really are falling in love with that talent, and they're embracing them, and they're seeing just how exciting and young and athletic they are. I actually didn't think it was going to be this year where we got to this point. So I'm it's an added reward for me. I expected it maybe next year, but we're trying to create that sustainability. So, hopefully it's not another 6 years before we're back in the postseason. We hope we're doing it at a more frequent rate.
We're hoping for a pool party here inside of Chase Field. Any idea the water temperature this time of year in the pool inside here?
Yeah, I think it's probably in the 80s, but I don't think they care, right? It could be 60 and they'll be happy. It's a lot of fun when we get to celebrate that way. This is a really tough team over in the other dugout, and you don't want to open the door for them or give them any light. And I know that they're coming back for revenge. So I think our crowd's really going to be into it. It's going to be loud. It's going to be electric in here, very energetic tonight. I can't wait to see the crowd. Roof open, beautiful baseball.
Everyone that I've talked to is like, is the roof open? Is the roof open? People are so excited to hear it's going to be such a great night in downtown Phoenix. The energy is going to be electric. To fans that maybe haven't been here in a while, maybe you've got some new people that are coming out now that it's postseason baseball. You've got the Diamondbacks versus the Dodgers in this Game 3 that could clinch it onto the next series. What would you tell them to expect when they come in tonight?
I would tell them to come out early. I mean, when it's postseason, obviously it's so crowded, and we're going to open the gates at 3:30 just for that reason, so people can get in and get settled. We've got those towels that we're going to give out. That's only the first 40,000 fans, so they want to get here early for that too. But take time to go walk around and support some of the local restaurants and bars. And we've got cold beers and cheeseburgers here. We've got our Caesars sportsbook out front. Things that they probably haven't seen. And then of course you want to be in your seats anytime you come for postseason, Emily, because you've got a flyover more than likely. So assuming that roof is going to be open, which we plan on doing, you're going to have a great anthem. You're always, Dr. Jesse McGuire, who has a history with us with the trumpet. We've got a first pitch, which is really special, near to us. Mike Hazen, our GM, he lost his wife. His boys lost their mother, and so we're going to have his 4 boys throughout the first pitch. So we're really excited, but everybody's going to want to be in their seats for the introductions and for all the festivities.
I wanted to touch on that Hazen honoring that you're doing tonight with the 4 sons giving out the first pitch. It's going to be an emotional moment for them, a difficult time for their family, but what has this family meant to the Diamondbacks organization? And there's also that Hope Foundation that is helping to support other people who are battling brain cancer, glioblastoma. If you can just share a little bit about that.
You bet. Yeah, they are family, and we've been providing them with as much support as we can, but they're so strong together. I'm really excited to honor them here. And the boys were a big part of our recent extension with Mike Hazen. We talked about keeping him here. There was interest, but taking him back to Boston. And he went to them and said, before I make such a decision, I want to make sure you guys are all on board. And they were. So I can't thank them enough for making this home and wanting to stay here, because they are such an important part of our family. We're going to continue doing all we can for research and for funding when it comes to brain cancer. So we're really proud of the work we've done so far, the money we've raised, and it's all in her name and her honor.
That's awesome. Amazing that you guys are doing that. And as we turn to the postseason, we're hoping to clinch tonight. That would be wonderful, and move on to the next round. But what do you think this excitement brings to downtown Phoenix? And do you think it's kind of helping to reinvigorate more people of getting out to the baseball game?
I think it definitely does. When the Suns do well, it comes alive downtown. When we're doing well, same thing, and all boats rise. I think we've heard from local businesses and restaurants how happy they are because they've seen such a lift. We want that to continue, and I just think there's such a buzz around this team right now. It's lifted us as well. We're seeing a big jump and a rise in not only attendance and not only revenues, but in season ticket sales for next year, which shows the excitement, or the renewal rate for next year as well. And as a result, we're able to do more for the community. We've already raised over $10 million for the community, which is a huge number in 1 year, and that's because of the fans. That's because they're coming out here in bigger numbers, and we're able to do more.
So much focus is on the postseason. Your teams are being eliminated, more teams are being focused on, and that includes more people coming to visit the stadium. You guys have shared your dreams of repairs here at Chase Field. Does this really highlight maybe wanting to improve the fan experience here? And if you have any update on any possible roof repairs or where that all stands now?
That's a great point. And for us to improve the overall experience, there's investments we have to make and we plan on making. We're going to put in new sports LED lights, which I think you see now at a lot of the stadiums, especially the newer ones. We're going to work on a new sound system. We're finding solutions for the roof because we want to be able to open it and close it with fans here, especially when we've had fireworks on Friday night. So I do love the fact that there is so much focus right now on Chase Field and on its importance of bringing people together as we try and finalize where we're going to be it here or somewhere else. I certainly hope it's here, and we're working with the city and county and state to try and find a solution, but really no update at this point. And I think we'll lock in that focus again after we're through the playoffs, which I hope is not for a while.
So probably have a deadline of making a decision on that later on after the playoffs wrap up.
Yeah, I'm hoping that, our deadline now, it's more self-imposed, Emily, would be at the end of this, I'd say at the end of this calendar year, that we know exactly what we're doing, because there's so much work to do and you've got to schedule it. If it's going to be here, it's going to be 3 or 4 really years where you've got to schedule out when you're bringing in cranes, what you're going to do, because we have the off-season events, you have concerts, you have bowl games. We have to make sure that we maintain those as well without having anything really impact negatively the fan experience.
If I understand correctly, you grew up in LA. Is that right?
I did. I was born in LA, and I started with the Dodgers. And I'll tell you, there's nothing more fun than beating the Dodgers. It was weird being there. I was there 12, 13 years. I've been here almost 20 years. So this is home. Went to school here. I went to ASU, got married here down in Tucson. So this is where I always wanted to be. And when I was at Dodger Stadium, it just felt weird, But seeing a lot of familiar faces was certainly nice. But nothing I like better than beating those players in blue.
Is this kind of a dream scenario rivalry matchup and kind of like officially launch the postseason again after a few years of not getting back there?
I think it is. It's so bizarre that we got through the Brewers, which most people didn't think we would, and then your next round is against your division foes. I do think it's a dream matchup. And again, if we can finish it out in front of our fans right here at home, that would be spectacular.
I know you want to take care of business tonight, but the next round, either Phillies or Atlanta. Does that, is there a preference there, or are you guys even to that point yet of thinking forward?
Yeah, you got to be careful not to get ahead of yourselves, right? We got to take care of business here. We'd be glad to go to either. I think that's a dream for us to get back to the NLCS, which we haven't done since 2007. We've played well against both those teams, but I think right now, you just got to watch that series and see who's a little hotter. Philly's been playing great. They've got such good offensive attacks and potential each and every game. And then on the other side, the Braves are good from top to bottom, pitching and offense. So they're both very scary.
As we wrap up this talking with you here, if we get a big celebration, any chance your hair will go purple, or we might get any dye job done or anything like that?
Well, I do need a dye job, that's for sure. There's a lot of gray. We usually end up in the middle of it. I'm going to try and avoid it, but it'll be a lot of fun. I'm glad at the beginning of the year I didn't say, hey, if we win this whole thing, I'll shave my head, which I've said in the past, or I'm going to paint it purple. But I'm up for anything just to celebrate with the guys and show them I'm all in. They've been a terrific group of guys, and I'm so proud of our fans for showing up all year for them with such an increase, and it's because of them. They're a family, they're a team, the camaraderie is unbelievable, the culture's great, and I just think they deserve it. They need to win because they deserve to win.